They present the popular radio program, Political Platform, on the Ray Power FM network. Ray Power FM Political Platform, now on television. Keep track of the country's polity and be part of the process as they discuss and put political developments in the country into perspective. It's Ray Power Political Platform on AIT Abuja.
Hello out there, and thanks for joining us. It's a Monday, and we are glad you're there to pick up all the reports we have for you. A lot of issues revolving around the IPOB, the international connection. The federal government is still explaining the recognition level of the IPOB, talking about the agitators for the sovereign state of Biafra, and the connection with France, and why the United States, why the United Kingdom has declined, refused, and neglected to shut down the Biafra radio. And then we hear the latest from the presidency that IPOB is registered in California in the United States of America, but its operations here. But the United States of America seem to be suggesting that they do not buy the idea of labeling the IPOB as a terrorist organization. A lot of all those things we'll be talking about in the course of the program. We also talk about the home debate, the debate on restructuring, as the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has said that those, particularly his kingsmen in the north who do not believe, who are scared of talking about a restructured Nigeria, are lazy. And he got the firebacks from almost all the critical voices who say Atiku Abubakar is not reasoning it the way they are reasoning it. And the cap on the subject came from Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, who against all odds had kept quiet, but now is flowing with the winds. The Yorubas cannot meet in Ibadan and make a declaration, and a leader would be against that position. And so Tinubu, as to many, didn't have a choice in telling the whole world that a restructured Nigeria will be better, but he also emphasized that he will not believe, he will not pursue or support anybody who's talking about the split of Nigeria as a federation. Now, it was just a matter of time. They say in the local palace that the stammerer will say Baba. It just take him time. By the time he say Baba, he will say it one day. That was what was expected of Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu. He was dancing around it. Now he cannot claim to be a Yoruba leader and will be opposed in any way, by silence or whatever way, to the thoughts of the Yoruba leaders that flew out of the meeting in Ibadan. Now, these are some of the things we'll be talking about, the restructuring question and how it is getting the voice of Nigerians, and if indeed it is getting down to where everybody will take it, the presidency and the National Assembly. Okiri Agbonsuremi here. Thank you for joining us. We also have our mails to share, politicalplatform@yahoo.com. We have some to share with you, those who write to us. We want to appreciate you continuously, and we promise that we'll always share those your wonderful mails. Amechi Anakwe is with me on the platform this morning.
Thank you, Ohiria. If you look at Nigeria's presently constituted and the trajectory, our development trajectory, you may be forced to reach one conclusion. Nigeria will throw up about 40 million unemployed youths in the next few years. That's, I don't know how many African countries whose population are more than 40 million. By implication, we have unemployed youths, an army of unemployed who can overrun even every other African country. Nigeria is home to 11 million children who are of school age, who are supposed to be in school, but out of school.
But on the streets.
Nigeria is home to 2 terrorist organizations. Nigeria is home to the largest number of poverty-stricken people around the black world is in Nigeria. Nigeria is also home to people that are without housing. About 17 million people are without housing in Nigeria. I can go on and on and on to tell you that we are on a very dangerous path.
The beautiful thing about the Nigeria situation that Amechi has painted is that the beautiful side to it, if you flip the coin, is that Nigeria is home to the best of mineral resources in Nigeria, in the world, in Africa. If you go around,
manpower.
we have the human resource that is unequaled everywhere. We have smart people, we have young people, we have people who are against all odds as survivor. So they are survivalists, and we have them in the profession all around the world. That if you actually have a leader that would harness and just come out like a leader coming out and blowing the whistle, everybody coming around, and you have everybody around, all the problems that Amechi have talked about
will disappear. They are not fixated, they are not insurmountable. It tells you that we are cruising on a long drain. You talked of mineral resources. Nigeria, if you're talking about countries that are well endowed, we are among the first 10. How come we have not been able to unlock these potentials to begin to spread well? There are solid minerals in most northern states of the Federation, including FCT and Nasarawa. They are not tapped. Those that are tapping it are those that are stealing it.
Illegally.
Nigerians colluding with some foreigners to mine this illegal. We have coal deposits and we are having shortage of electricity.
Bitumen lying the whole land.
It tells us that we need to sit down and look at this structure called Nigeria. This song that everybody is singing, let's restructure to empower component states to begin to go into economic businesses, to throw up a private sector that will take advantage of these opportunities. As it were, the federal government has monopoly over water resources, over so many things. The states can only look. Some people say the states can go in and procure licenses, but due to political consideration, all efforts may be in vain if the government in power at the federal level decides to frustrate. Let's unlock these potentials by restructuring.
Amechi, those who argue against restructuring will tell you that if the states are interested in getting the various licenses to operate, the federal government will not deny them. Are states not building airports? But airport is in the exclusive list, and they are getting permission from the federal government to build airports, sinking monies into some of these airports. Some of them are not even good enough to justify the kind of money they are pumping in there. Why would they not also ask the federal government to give them money, give them the permission to mine the minerals that are in their area? But be that as it may, I think it is the restructuring question that will wake up everybody from the sleep. When we wake up from the sleep, then we begin to look at ourselves in the face. No route to Abuja. Apologies to Ekweremandu. The Fidibotto federalism will stop. You don't bring your Fidibotto to Abuja, take and go home, suck, and come back again next month. That is what we are used to. Now that the debate is getting everywhere, we just need some measure of the leaders to go into it and begin to take a look at how to quickly take advantage of all the debate that is on. It is not time to quarrel. Those who are quarreling with Atiku Abubakar can throw their own ideas on the table. And Mustafa Mohammed is on the program as well this morning.
The fight for the ticket in 2019 has already started. Exactly.
Which 2019? Because when you say 2019, or when people are saying 2019, I hear a lot of committees are being set up. Some say there's a group that is convincing the president to contest. Some say there's a group that is convincing him not to contest within the power bloc. And I asked, which 2019 are we talking about?
Okay, it's not about the president alone. Remember, there were other aspirants when the Congress that produced Muhammadu Buhari, the president, took place. And then some of them, like Konkoso and Atiku, are there trying to, work to get that same ticket. And then the question of those who got the president to contest, even when he said he would never contest again, are there people like El-Rufai have already said that they want him to come back and contest. Then you also have others who felt because of his health condition, he needs to leave the platform to go and take care of himself.
And get a younger person.
Yes, but then mind you also have larger group of Nigerians who felt that the president crop of politically elected political officials have not delivered on their promises, whether the state governors or national assembly members, state assembly members, also
or even the president.
Yes, and then I want to tell you that 90% of the elected officials, especially from this part of the country, go to their position on the Buhari name. not on their merit, the Buhari bandwagon. Based on merit, a lot of them will not come back. But the alignment and the alignment is that a lot of people think even if Buhari is going to contest, a lot of them who don't deserve to come back to that seat should not come back again.
Sheikh Husani said some governors and some of these category of persons Mustafa mentioned are the ones putting pressures on the president to run again, because they know the implications of the president not running. That Buhari factor will not be there for them to exploit.
All right,
but if you ask me, the president will run, and I want him to run. He has recovered sufficiently, and going by trend in Africa, it will be near impossible for the president.
Even if the president runs, I bet there are so many people who would not come back. Nigeria had very high expectations, and the expectations have not been managed today. Remember what happened before the
so is that not election? Those dashed expectations, will it not also affect the president? There are so many, even APC members.
Definitely.
Who are grumbling, some of them don't want to talk
so many. Remember the wife spoke about that, and we will not forget that.
And it's in the interest of APC for the president to run. If he doesn't run, then they are facing an implosion.
Let's take a break. When we come back from this break, we'll take the mails. Politicalplatform@yahoo.com. Please stay with us.
Bust it.
They present the popular radio program Political Platform on the Ray Power FM network. Ray Power FM Political Platform, now on television. Keep track of the country's polity and be part of the process as they discuss and put political developments in the country into perspective. It's Ray Power Political Platform on AIT Abuja.
Hello, welcome to the mail segment on Political Platform. I am Usaitin Yari.
And I'm Amaka Okoro. Welcome.
Emmanuel Ocharifu in Maraba, Nasarawa State reacts to Friday's discussion on the platform. He says, your interview session with Joseph Atta, the customs spokesperson on Friday, left more to be desired. He failed to specify when we should expect the scanners. He painted the difficult process it takes to get a scanner. Why has the Nigerian government not procured a scanner for customs up till now? It confirms the mail you received from a customs personnel. We have had other interceptions by the customs before the activities of Boko Haram climbed to its peak. We have never heard of any prosecution. I hope we are not repeating history. I urge other relevant authorities to look inward as more weapons are being produced locally.
And Sunday Obasi from Oshiri in Ebonyi State writes on the search for crude oil in the Sokoto River Basin. The mail reads, the huge amount of money being spent in the name of searching for crude oil in the Sokoto River Basin is quite alarming and a misplaced priority when the price of crude oil is dwindling at the international market and when other countries are looking for other sources of cheaper and environmental friendly energy. This money could have been used in building ranches for the rampaging herdsmen, revitalize the groundnut pyramids, and establish farm machinery centers where farmers can hire machines in order to embark on commercial and mechanized farming.
Over to Benue State, Dixon Eka in Abuja says the statement by the Benue State Governor, Dr. Samuel Otom, that the state government spent 50 billion naira on the flood disaster and care of IDPs is an unfortunate one. This is the same governor who said he needs 30 billion naira to settle all the outstanding salary arrears in the state. So does this mean the Benue State government has 50 billion naira in its treasury and people are suffering? The same governor claimed that the flood in the state affected 21 out of the 23 local government areas, when only Makurdi and 2 other local government areas were affected. We must monitor some excesses of our leaders who always look for opportunities to take advantage of situations where people suffer. May God help us.
And on the call for restructuring, Felix Douglas from Lagos State starts by saying, the truth is coming out gradually. I hope Oshomole can hear this, because he said, those clamoring for restructuring are those who lost election in 2015. Is Tinubu part of those who lost election in 2015? Thank you, Jagaban, for silencing those using anti-corruption war and looters as excuse and defense over restructuring.
Away from that, Austin Enenuwe in Maraba, Nasarawa State says, hate speeches are capable of destroying the fabrics of any nation. Hate speeches do more harm than good. Hate speeches divide the unity of a country. The earlier we refrain from such as a people, the better it will be for our young democracy as a nation. God help Nigeria.
And that's it on today's mail segment. Keep sending your opinions and contributions to us through politicalplatform@yahoo.com.
Bust it.
They present the popular radio program Political Platform on the Ray Power FM network. Ray Power FM Political Platform, now on television. Keep track of the country's polity and be part of the process as they discuss and put political developments in the country into perspective. It's Ray Power Political Platform on AIT Abuja.
Thank you so much for staying with us on the platform. Now let's begin our discussion on the debate over restructuring. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar said he can't understand. He does not know why some persons in the north are afraid of restructuring. And he said he thinks they must be lazy not to think positively about restructuring. He said he essentially believed that this Nigeria that currently is not capable of moving forward. You know, it has not worked according to him the last 50 years, and his belief is that it will not serve the interest. He said himself is a product of the old Nigeria, the old order where the regions were functioning and working well. But what we have now is what will not take us out. But so many prominent Nigerians, including Junaid Mohammed, who has been in the forefront of opposing restructuring, said the former vice president was only interested in two things: his commercial and business interest, and his interest to raise himself up as the leader of the North. That is, benefit from it politically, and that he is not representing the interest of the North in his postulations. Of course, the debate is on. We have talked about it here, and you will now know that on political platform here, apart from giving you the views of every other person that is talking about the issue, whether for or against, we also have a firm belief that we must do something about the current Nigeria. That is not working. This current Nigeria as it is now is not moving, and call it restructuring, call it reorganization, call it reconfiguring, as Wole Soyinka will put it. Anyhow you want to call it, we must do something about this present Nigeria. And Atiku Abubakar says we must sit down and tell ourselves how to move forward. Okay. That is the structure we are talking about.
The fundamental question is it the vague big grammar, the big letter, the big word, as in
that is confusing.
Restructuring. Or there are streamlined things we need to do, how to change our fortune for the future, whether it's economic, political, social, and perhaps even physical developmental issues that has to do with infrastructure. I agree with Atiku Abubakar. The all order, the regional government has been functioning. But the question we need to ask ourselves is it the same actors we have here that we had during the regional government with minimum amount of resources? They made everything function. Like the Sedona of Sokoto provided 12 provisional schools to 12 different provinces. He started the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria. Before forming them into Ahmadu Bello, there were so many colleges: medical, agriculture, education, and what have you. Now you have so many states in the north, for example, the north that Atiku is trying to blaster. You have people, it's like putting a crocodile on top of an electric pole. He cannot do anything. So many of them go there without an inch of philosophy of what exactly to do when they go there in terms of road, electricity, water supply, health sector. People are dying. Now on the political platform, remember we have interviewed every political leader who wanted to lead this country. Atiku Abubakar has not given us the opportunity to come on the platform for us to drill him and give us the kind of restructuring he wants. And I disagree with Atiku that Northerners don't want restructuring. It's not true. There are so many people who want.
I don't think he also says so. He says some who are afraid. Lazy.
In Kaduna, I learned that the Bugaje group is making a declaration about restructuring on 7th October. But there are so many groups like Muazu Magaji and others. They are not saying no. Well, but give people a direction. You can't just say restructuring without a direction.
All right. Atiku Abubakar he has been speaking. He is one person who has, in fact, I think he's one man who flew this kite of restructuring very early, although the issue has always been there with different names, but he came up and talked about it. I also believe that Atiku Abubakar is accessible. I think he's very, very accessible. If we extend an invitation to him, I believe he will come. But I also think that we need to also understand his own perspective to it. I don't also believe, like you also said now, I agree with you, that it is not all Northerners. Usman Bugaje came to this place and said he came
all the way from Kaduna to come and speak.
He believes that restructuring is the way forward. He told us that the meetings are going on. It's a matter of the nomenclature. I mean, the definition. What do you really? Where is the bounds between here and there? Now, somebody like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has been quiet. So many people have been asking, what is his position? What's his position? Apparently because of his leadership position in Yoruba land. And he has developed a kind of political strength, followership, that you want to say, what is his views? What are his views about this thing? He came up to say, look, restructuring is the way to go. I have said earlier that he didn't have a choice in the matter because the larger Yoruba group, both the conservative, all the political parties, members of, even the vice president sent a representative to that conference. They came up to say, look, restructuring is the way to go. So the Jagaban didn't have a choice in the matter. And I also like the way he has come out, humbling himself to say, look, if my people say this is what they want, I must add my voice to it. Now, they don't need to quarrel over whether Atiku Abubakar says the kind of insults that Atiku Abubakar is getting from some leaders who are calling him. There are so many names we cannot mention here. They are already calling him. That the man is working against their interest and just want his own.
Which is not fair. Anyway.
I think what they need to do is like what they are doing now. Continue with the discussion, the dialogue. Because, look, it is easy, Mustafa. It is very easy for people in the southeast to come together under Ohanaeze Ndigbo and have a voice. It is very, very easy for the south to come and say, we are larger population, Ijos and all the other people, we agree. Even the Midwest is even a lot easier. I can tell you that the difficulty is in the north.
Because you have a lot of different people, three different regions.
Yes, the different peoples that make up the north is going
That's
to be
the 19 northern states.
It's going to be a big major problem for even the discussion.
But you know, for a very long time I've said the biggest problem with the north since the death of Sardauna is that you have people from the northwest determining the direction of the north without people, for example,
that's actually the challenge.
Taraba, Benue, Plateau, even Borno, Yobe, the minorities in Bauchi, the minorities and majorities in Gombe, not being carried away or even putting their own voice. The same thing with people from Kogi, even people from Niger, except for the two military heads of states they had. The truth of the matter is the north is so big, it should not always be that the northwest should be the determinant. If you want a presidential candidate, you want to impose somebody from the northwest and from the entire north. It doesn't work that way.
Well, I think I want to replace the words the former vice president used. I don't think they are lazy, they are just apprehensive. It's all about apprehension. What will be our stake in this restructured Nigeria? As it were, the few voices that are, not few, the voices that are against the restructuring are the northern conservative, and it's driven by this apprehension. And like you say, continuous dialogue will begin to expose the real reasons that even the North may come out better off for it, if in terms the states are given chances to exploit their resources. Part of the reasons why I support restructuring is that the attraction will be in the states. All these Abuja politicians will be forced
go back home.
To go back. You don't have any business in Abuja except you want to come on holiday or go on a sabbatical.
Or you are a federal representative.
You're a federal representative, which may not even be as attractive as it used to be. The situation why the governors are demigods is that they don't have anybody opposing them. All the opposition in every state of the federation have hibernated in Abuja. Think of a situation where the heavyweights are forced back to their region. A government will become power drunk if their excesses are not checked. If all the structures and institutions that are supposed to provide a counter are in existence. That's what we are seeing at the states. Where you restructure and they know that there's nothing attractive in Abuja, but you go to their region. They will go and square it up with the governors and put them on their toes. It's only then that we will begin to see the other positive effects of restructuring, putting the pressures on the governors to do what they are elected to do.
We are expecting more to contribute to this debate. More Nigerians, prominent Nigerians, as the 2019 is getting closer. But just before we go, I would like to let you know that the electorate, the political class, the media, everybody will look in the direction of restructuring when you say, I want to be president of Nigeria. Just get ready yourself. You want to be president of Nigeria, whether you are a President Muhammadu Buhari who will say we want to contest, or Atiku Abubakar, anybody who wants to contest, you will be ready to face the question of what do you want to do with Nigeria. That is what Nnamdi Kanu has successfully put on the front burner for all Nigerians. No matter how you see him, whether you describe him as a terrorist or anything, he has successfully raised the bar, and the Yoruba nation has keyed into it to say we agree, and everyone is talking about it. So if you want to be president of Nigeria, then Atiku Abubakar may be ahead of you because it's already putting an
has
answer.
A blueprint. And again, the issue of the economy. How are you going to create jobs? How are you going to reduce inflation? How are you going to reflect the economy to, of course, make it liquid? These are the specific things Nigerians will want the election to be based on. In 2015, it was security and anti-corruption. But like 2019, restructuring and economy.
And that's how we're wrapping it up. When we come back in another 24 hours, we'll have more for you on Political Platform. Please don't forget to send us your mails through politicalplatform@yahoo.com. Okiri Agbosuremi here.
Busted.